Hey everybody, John Roberts here from PTZOptics, and today we're going to go over a really simple and easy setup with the Yolobox Extreme and a PTZOptics Flex Bundle. So right here in front of me, I got a lot of cables, a lot of things connected to the Yolobox here, but this is a Yolobox Extreme. So this allows you to have a series of 4K inputs all along the top, two different 4K outputs. That could be a program output. You'll even see we're using a whole output to show off the screen here as well. You'll see at the top too, there's the Ethernet port. You can also connect to this via Wi-Fi as well. And then what we're doing is connecting all of it to two PTZOptics Move 4K cameras and a Move SE camera, one of our 1080p PTZ cameras. Alrighty, so let's go through and look at this device itself and look through some of the various different settings. You'll see that I'm able to switch between the different sources that are inside of the Yolobox Extreme. And now these are all set up. Here is our shot behind me is a Move SE. You'll see there's two different Move 4K shots all lined up here. You'll see my main shot. And you also see that there's an NDI feed coming in here, which is our 30X in the corner of the room. So you'll see I'm able to go in and switch between all these video sources. So the way this works is much like a vmix or an OBS, where you can bring in your individual inputs either over the network via NDI or hardwiring them via HDMI, just like I'm showing them here. And this allows you to create a full production really from anywhere, right? So this is great for sports productions. If you don't want to have to buy a huge PC and worry about all the different updates on the drivers and the PCIe cards, and you don't have to worry about all of that, right? Long gone are the days where you have to buy a PCI card and install it into a PC. Now you can just buy a really easy device like the Yolobox Extreme, and you can just get going and start using your production and even have an awesome little video output from another device. So let's look at some of the options. You can obviously, of course, record all of your individual outputs and your individual inputs. And then you can even add things like on-screen display. So you can add a lower third. Here we have our little pan, tilt, and zoom PTZOptics trigger here for the lower third. You can go in and you can customize these lower thirds, create different titles for people. You can create different images. You have onboard storage as well as an SSD storage that you can connect over USB-C. This device is actually being powered by this big mobile device and big mobile battery. But of course, it has a power battery inside of it as well once it's charged. And you can also connect the power over USB-C. Alrighty, some other features in here. You can, of course, bring in audio over 3.5 or bring it in from your camera source directly. And, of course, go in and monitor your levels or turn on and off certain audio devices. You can add background music. You can go in and even add a scoreboard if you want to add a display for a scoreboard if you're making sports productions. This is great if you're out in the field or you're in some remote location where you're not going to be able to, set up and plug in Ethernet cables to your PTZ cameras. This also allows for replay settings. Like I said, you can actually go live and also record directly into the Yolobox Extreme. So you'll see that there is 216 gigabytes available of internal storage. Like I said, you can plug in a USB storage or SD card as well, or even use USB-C like an SSD drive, which is my favorite and preferred way to go live and record. You can see that you can actually record either the program, you could even ISO record and record your NDI outputs, record your HDMI PTZOptics cameras connected directly as well. So you can record both ISO and your overall program output all at the same time, making it really easy to make sure that you have those backup files if you want to go back and edit certain shots in that were missed during a live edit. You also have the ability to start auto switching, which is a really cool feature that they allow. You have the ability to go in and change the way that you're transitioning from one shot to the other. So instead of, a direct cut, maybe I want a fade. So when I go in and I transition, I can transition and make it a really long fade, as you see there, as I transition from one frame to the next. Awesome. And finally, you can see your exact output settings as well, where we're outputting not only the screen and the display overall, but we're also outputting all the individual sources if we'd like. Alrighty, so now when we go back, you can see all these different features. You can go live and record directly from the top of the interface, There's all sorts of different ways to add video sources, whether it's, an image, or if you want to bring in an SRT stream, or you want to bring in RTMP stream as well. There's so many different ways to bring in different video sources in the Yolobox Extreme. So right here, you can click on the NDI source and you can see all the various sources that are on your network. And you can simply click on that and bring in an NDI source. And that's really where there's no limit, right? You're limited towards the amount of, NDI or the amount of HDMI ports you have on the actual device. But in terms of NDI, it's really up to your network. You can bring in a large number of NDI sources directly into the Yolobox. Alrighty, so I'm currently looking at a Move 4K PTZ camera. And you might be wondering, well, can I control my PTZ camera inside of the Yolobox? Well, of course you can. So if you click on your video source, you'll actually see a series of different options here. So you'll see you can rotate the video, you can flip it, you can even do chroma keying or crop the actual video, or even rename it, which is super helpful. But you also see the PTZ control option. So if you enter in your IP address and your port, you can actually now control your PTZ camera. So I'm sorry to Mike, the producer, I'm going to mess up your shot, but I'm actually now able to, with my finger on the Yolobox directly, control our PTZOptics Move 4K. And this isn't limited to any of our cameras. You can go in, as long as you have that IP address, you can go in and control it and even adjust how fast you're panning and tilting on the screen here as well. You can, of course, control your zoom feature to zoom in and out, where we see a little behind the scenes with Mike, the producer there, and then zoom back in to line up your shot. And they even have a home position where you're able to select the screen and bring your camera into a home position. So now you can see a little bit more behind the scenes of our setup. If I zoom in, you can see how instantly you can control these PTZ functions with the Yolobox. And now there's a difference between the Yolobox Extreme and the standard Yolobox, and that's the series of 4K outputs that you have, or inputs that you have, as well as being able to output via 4K 60 FPS. And there's also some licensing for NDI as well. So this is the overall view. This works great for even one PTZ camera. You can, of course, bring in a studio camera, like a fixed frame camera, but this is a perfect setup. If you're going out and you're buying a bundle, whether it's a 4K bundle, a producer bundle, or the 1080p Move SE bundle, or even a Flex bundle like we're showing today, we have not only the Move 4K that's in front of me, behind me, and some of the other shots in the room, even directly behind me, like I mentioned, this is a Move SE that we have hooked up and connected via HDMI directly to the Yolobox Extreme. So this is a really quick and easy way to get started, whether you're going live or you're just recording with PTZOptics cameras. Check out the Yolobox Extreme at all of your favorite resellers like Adorama, B&H, and the Video Guys, where you can actually find some bundles with both the Yolobox Extreme and PTZOptics cameras. And we'll see you guys very soon for some more content. Bye now.